We're learning more about what kind of security goes into campaign events just like this one and the implications this shooting could have on the November election.
KCRA 3's Peyton Headley is in the newsroom tonight after talking with local experts about this. Peyton, what are they saying?
Well, they spoke to the high-level security of rallies like this and all of the challenges that they present, from planning potential escape routes to tracking individuals they consider high risks to be violent. And while they said they're disappointed something like this happened, they say they're not necessarily surprised. Former Sacramento County Sheriff John McGinnis has worked with the Secret Service for presidential visits on numerous occasions.
They train, they practice, they research, they plan for something that historically almost never happens.
But Saturday, the country saw what's being investigated as an assassination attempt on a former president.
It is a very, very significant challenge to protect somebody of this nature. And I think it's reasonable to understand and expect that in the final analysis, there cannot be absolute certainty.
Even with the months of planning that the Secret Service puts into an event like this.
They keep a big portfolio. In fact, they have agents specifically assigned to track people who are inclined, people who may be high risk, people who communicate on social media and otherwise to show their disdain for somebody, to show perhaps evidence of the fact that they're not quite right and they may be inclined, predisposed to violence. They track them.
The Secret Service obviously takes their job very seriously, and so as a journalist covering a presidential visit, you know you're going to have to spend a lot of time waiting to be swept, go through the different levels of security.
The same events McGinnis once helped to protect. Former KCRA reporter and now political analyst Kevin Riggs worked to cover. He says the shots fired Saturday will change the scope of security for weeks and years to come.
I think everything is going to be viewed through a different and more intense lens this year in terms of what happened today in this attempted assassination. And
as the November election inches closer, he says it's hard to say just how something like this could impact people heading to the polls.
I think both sides are going to say, look, there is no place for this kind of violence, whether it creates extra sympathy for Donald Trump, whether that works against Joe Biden in that sense. Hard for me to say. It could. A lot of unknowns right now.
And going forward, both Riggs and McGinnis spoke to the importance of the investigation, but that it will be complex with a huge crime scene and thousands of potential witnesses with a lot of evidence to comb through.
And the timing of this, Peyton, the Republican National Convention starts on Monday. How do they think that event will be impacted by this?
And that's something they talked about. Riggs said he has covered 7 national conventions and that security has always been extremely tight. But he said we are going to see security at levels that we have never seen before, adding whether you're a delegate, a journalist, or a spectator. It will be much more difficult to attend any political events this year.
Yeah, the day after tomorrow that convention starts. Peyton, thanks so much.